huge spike in everyone wanting to open Pokemon packs and like this, everyone really getting into it again.
They called it the second coming of Pokemania. Because the original Pokemania was in 1998 to 2000. The second wave was like 2018, 2020.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That's what really
That right
like
there
helped it as well.
So, I actually saw a YouTube video with this very closely, and it surprised me. Oh, I got a C4 kill. Hold on. I'm cold with it, Ricky.
Siege?
Yeah, I threw it on. I was in quick match, and I was gonna like right in between every round, but now I'm invested. It sucks. I'm doing 3 things at once all the time, and the coffee's hitting, and I'm loving it. Anyway, so what was I saying? What was I just saying?
About the oh my god, that
Oh, so Pokemon, yeah, it was YouTube. I believe, this is my own opinion / my thesis. I believe that Pokemon Black and White killed the Pokemon franchise.
Really?
That sounds crazy to say.
Almost killed it. Almost killed it.
Ooh, killed the fundamentals of it. Hear me out. So not only did every game afterwards has been a remake, think Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, right? Games, like remakes of new-ish games, which is weird. Then after that we got like the Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl type shit. We got, what was it, like BDSP, which also, think of all those art styles changed with 3D. It was the last true, it's the Call of Duty Ghosts of fucking Pokemon. It was the last good game that everybody loved.
Hey,
before
but
it all
Sword
went
and Shield and Arceus was not that bad.
right, but compared to the level of depth of even Gen 3 to Gen 5, like
I get you. Yeah, you just like it's
the story's dilapidated, right? They put too much emphasis on the 3D aspects that couldn't really even like deliver. Oh shit. Oh no. And then on top of that, they didn't have any, como se dice? It was being pulled in too many different places at once. So, for example, Scarlet and Violet, right? Some of the most recent games have to cater to. I mean, it's a time issue. It's one that they were inevitably going to run into, because you're trying to cater to the younger generation. You're trying to appease the people that had previously played Pokemon. You're trying to appease and maybe like bring back some of the really old players that, you know, haven't played in 20 plus years, like the Gen 1, Gen 2 people, right? The original Pokemania fans. You're trying to appease competitive and casual at the same time. It's so many things at once. But Game Freak didn't decide to go the best route.
Yeah.
And a lot of things fell flat, and I've heard that the development of these newer games have been really rocky, not only because of poor conditions, but just like there's not the same love for it as there was back in the day. And Gen 5 is the first game that I fully played. Like, I bought Pokemon White with my own allowance money and work money, like earned by myself. Sat in my parents' room one day in 2011 and played. And just played, you know?
Yeah.
And it was one of the best experiences of my entire gaming life, I will say. And every game afterwards, I didn't play X and Y, you know, straight up. I was gifted Moon, or Sun rather. So I played through Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sun and Moon, and Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun. I didn't play BDSP. I didn't play Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu. Because like I watched them. I just haven't bought a game in a while. Like I have Scarlet and Violet. I have Sword and Shield. I actually have Scarlet and Shield, respectively. But I don't know. It just doesn't hit the same, I guess. Question mark? I can't even say that because I know that saying that is an admittance of nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that because I do like aspects of the newer games. However, I don't think those aspects are rooted in anything more than my enjoyment previously
Yeah.
for Pokemon. I don't know. I feel like you can't talk about it without sounding like an old head, ironically.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah.
But like, you know, these are genuine concerns because I really do enjoy the all of it. Just I love every aspect of it, the community, the games themselves. But I just feel like something's been missing since Black and White. Something's been not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the visual changes, they were able to make beautiful scenes in like 16-bit or 8-bit. Not 8-bit, but like 16-bit.
Yeah.
And I just, I don't know. I mean, what was your first Pokemon game that you ever played?
Play like.
Yeah, like got and just grinded. What's your childhood Pokemon game?
I'm
Or
be
even,
honest,
like,
I
you
didn't play the Pokemon games when I was younger. Sadly.
That's fair. So what was your first Pokemon game? In general. Any media.
Except for, I guess,
Any.
Pokemon Go would be my
Pokemon Go?
first Pokemon game.
Really?
But other than that, it would be Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield. And see, that's a really interesting input because, like, I had everybody else that I've met has been a Pokemon fan. So to find someone now who was a fan but only played or the first influence, I suppose, was Pokemon Go is just.
I think it's because I didn't have the console.
So what
specific
consoles did you grow up with?
Well, I guess I did. It's just like,
what was your consoles? Were you more of a Sony kid, a PlayStation kid?
well,
Because I was a Nintendo kid, if you couldn't tell.
my first console, I think, was a PS2.
Okay. So,
So I played that, and
funnily
then I
enough,
had
same.
I had a game. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah,
I
we've
remember
mentioned that
talking about
before.
this. And then with that, I had a Game Boy and a Nintendo. Or a
Nice.
DS. A DS, I mean.
So you were really, I mean, you like flew close to the Pokemon sun. You just never,
Yeah,
you never bathed
like,
in the light.
I think it's because I never like got the games for like the Game Boy or anything. It was like when I went to like a store, I always got games for my PS2.
Right. But did you ever experience like Pokemon media?
Yeah, I
Then?
watched the cartoon.
Okay, so you watched the
Yes.
anime. Did you watch any of the movies? Like the Indigo League or...
I think
Yeah.
I have, but it's been a while, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of them. And if you didn't,
Yeah.
it happens. But like, I don't know, it's interesting. To someone that's integrated in our generation, integrated in the gaming, but just, you flew so close to being a Pokemon fan and didn't, you know. I find it interesting is all. It's cool. I like seeing other perspectives and stuff because I grew up around a lot of people that shared my same views and values. So to now
Yeah.
really experience like true differentiation is really cool. I mean, that's kind of how it goes though. You grow up with what's
Yeah.
familiar, or what you grow up with becomes familiar. So that's kind of a duh, but I also found that whenever COD Mobile first came out, there was a whole bunch of people that played the console games that began to play it and were getting their ass kicked and were mad at the kids that were beating them because the kids were
Yeah.
already mobile gamers, and I guess controller skills didn't port over to mobile.
Yeah, of course.
I was not one of them because I fucking dominated in PUBG, and because I was a mobile kid, I feel like I'm always in the middle of the like categories. I'm part
Yeah.
of the
I get you.
unable to be categorized group. It's so strange. I've never felt so like not out of place, but so just I don't have like a set fucking label, I guess.
Yeah.
What did I say earlier? I said Blank is the COD ghosts of
Black and White.
Pokemon Black and White. Yeah, I'm writing them all in note. Pokemon Black and White.
You really do like write everything down, huh?
I really do. Pokemon Black and White are the... Like, if I inexplicably die, you'll know every single thing I was thinking prior to that.
Yeah.
But I won't.
The laugh.
Pokemon Black and White.
What was that laugh?
All friendlies were eliminated.
Pokemon Black and White
like
are
a snobby kind of laugh.
Bro?
Not like... I know, like...
No, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. It was very, like, Victorian butler, Victorian duke, or some shit. Are the COD ghost of their franchise. I mean, I find funnily that I'm an artist. I am. I just have to embrace that. I think the problem is that I don't give myself enough credit. My girlfriend tells me this. You don't give yourself enough credit. I'm like, what's there to give myself credit for? She's like, you're literally doing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I don't... For a long time, I didn't count myself a writer, even though I wrote. Sometimes I didn't count myself an artist, even though I could create. Sometimes I didn't, you know. I discounted a lot of my own work as a kid. But I think that was my upbringing. I was always very embarrassed to show my work.
Yeah.
I always kind of have been, but I've never turned down the opportunity to show my work, if that makes sense. Like, I will never just outwardly, or at least in the past, I would never be like, yeah, I'm writing something right now. I would always just write. And if someone kind of saw me or, like, had an interest in what I was doing, they're like, oh, what are you writing about, you know? Like, oh, you know. I used to write fiction, then some poetry, and I feel like everybody should write poetry because it's such a fucking cathartic genre. You can do it as basic, as beautiful, as stupid, as freestyle as you want, and it's poetry, and it counts, and someone's gonna read it, and someone's gonna like it. That's the best part, is that there is always a viewer for different levels of poetry. So it is so beginner friendly, because you never have to be embarrassed. Just simply do what you want, and somebody will like it. But after that, I mean, this is the year where I, like, give myself credit, expand my horizons, learn a whole bunch more, you know. I don't do New Year's resolutions, but
Yeah.
because I don't see New Year's as a thing. I see time in a different way. It's cyclical. There's no beginning or end. We just categorize it that way. However, I am of the notion that making up ways to become better is a good thing. No matter when you set them to.
Yeah.
Did you have any New Year's resolutions?
Friendly drone deployed.
I mean, it could be
Op 4
anything,
is
you know?
reinforcing its
Yeah.
location.
Rather, let me ask, what do you view as like a resolution? Because some people, their resolutions are something they want to do, and sometimes it's like a goal. And I mean that in two separate ways.
10 seconds before insertion.
Like,
What
do
do
you
you-
see
what
it
do
as
you
more, do you see resolutions as, okay, this year I'm going to work out more, eat healthier, you know, like bullet point goals, or something you want to do, physically accomplish? What do you believe is more of a resolution?
Goals.
Goals?
Yeah. I think it's like more of a realistic kind of take on it.
That's fair. That's fair. I personally, I see it as both, because like it's kind of an arbitrary thing in general, and I mean that in a way of like, let's see, when did the first New Year's celebration?
Because I would give myself resolutions,
Diffuser
but
is
I
active.
don't. I end up not
Kind of doing them.
doing it. Yeah. And like
That's fair. That's completely fair. Also, 2000 BCE in Mesopotamia, where Babylonia was the new year, where in Babylonia the new year Akitu began with the new moon of the spring equinox. by mid-March, and in Assyria with the new moon nearest in the autumn equinox. So we've been doing New Year's for a long time.
Yeah.
My fucking game crashed. I just got 222,000 XP for something in game, and